Best motivational Spartan quotes to help you take on life's battles. 1. Son, remember your courage with each step. 2. Come and take them. 3. The daughters of Sparta are never at home. They mingle with the young men in wrestling matches. 4. Feel no fear before the multitude of men, do not run in panic, but let each man bear his shield straight toward the four fighters, regarding his own life as hateful and holding the dark spirits of death as dear as the radiance of the sun. 5. He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. 6. You should reach the limits of virtue before you cross the border of death. 7. Rise up, warriors, take your stand at one another's sides, our feet set wide and rooted like oaks in the ground. Learn to love death's ink black shadow as much as you love the light of dawn. Here is courage, mankind's finest possession. Here is the noblest prize that a young man can endeavor to win. 8. Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie. 9. Either quit your thieving or quit breathing. 10. The Spartans do not ask how many are the enemy but where are they. 11. There is no use for bravery unless justice is present, and no need for bravery if all men are just. 12. Now eat a good breakfast, men. For we'll all be sharing dinner in hell. 13. If you confer a benefit, never remember it. If you receive one, never forget it. 14. The Spartans are the equal of any men when they fight as individuals. Fighting together as a collective, they surpass all other men. 15. Come back with your shield, or upon it. 16. If I invade Laconia you will be destroyed, never to rise again. 17. Philip II of Macedonia, if I invade Laconia you will be destroyed, never to rise again. 18. The walls of Sparta were its young men, and its borders the points of their spears. 19. Molon Labe. 20. A city is well fortified which has a wall of men instead of brick. 21. From the time he could stand, he was baptized in the fire of combat. Taught never to retreat, never to surrender, but death on the battlefield in service to Sparta was the greatest glory he could achieve in his life. 22. I am here for all those voices which cannot be heard, mothers, daughters, fathers, sons, 300 families that bleed for our rights. We must send the entire Spartan army to aid our king in the preservation of not just ourselves, but of our children. Send the army for the preservation of liberty. Send it for justice. Send it for law and order. Send it for reason. But most importantly, send our army for hope. Hope that a king and his men have not been wasted to the pages of history and that their courage bonds us together, that we are made stronger by their actions, and that your choices today reflect their bravery. 23. Spartans, prepare for glory. 24. It is not a question of what a Spartan citizen should do, nor a husband, nor a king. Instead, ask yourself what should a free man do? 25. You have many slaves, but few warriors. It won't be long before they fear my spears more than your whips. 26. Xerxes, it isn't wise to stand against me. Imagine what horrible fate awaits my enemies when I would gladly kill any of my own men for victory. King Leonidas, and I would die for any one of mine. 27. King Leonidas, a Spartan's true strength is the warrior next to him. So give respect and honor to him, and it will be returned to you. First, you fight with your head. Queen Gorgo, then you fight with your heart. 28. This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. Remember this day, for it will be yours for all time. King Leonidas, 300. 29. Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. Go spread the word. Let every Greek assembled know the truth of this. Let each among them search his own soul. And while you're at it, search your own. 30. There's no room for softness. Not in Sparta. No place for weakness. Only the hard and strong may call themselves Spartans. Only the hard, only the strong. 31. Persian warrior, Spartans, lay down your weapons. King Leonidas, Persians, come and get them. 32. The enemy outnumber us a paltry 3-1, good odds for any Greek. This day we rescue a world from mysticism and tyranny and usher in a future brighter than anything we can imagine. 33. Freedom isn't free at all, that it comes with the highest of costs. The cost of blood. 34. Do not be coy or stupid, Persian. You can afford neither in Sparta. Messenger, what makes this woman think she can speak among men? Queen Gorgo, because only Spartan women give birth to real men. 35. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. 36. This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. Remember this day, for it will be yours for all time. 37. Spartans, ready your breakfast and eat hearty, for tonight we dine in hell. 38. For he did not wish tribute, nor song, nor monuments nor poems of war and valor. His wish was simple: remember us. Remember why we died. 39. The world will know that free men stood against a tyrant, that few stood against many. And before this battle is over, that even a god king can bleed. 40. No retreat, no surrender, that is Spartan law. And by Spartan law, we will stand and fight, and die. 41. Mental toughness is Spartanism with qualities of sacrifice, self-denial, dedication. It is fearlessness, and it is love. 42. A Spartan entered the army at 18 and remained in service till he was 60. He regarded all other occupations as unfitting for a man. 43. The Spartans were the ultimate warriors because they embodied the warrior ethos, discipline, self-control, and honor. 44. To cry out was considered a sign of cowardice. It was not unheard of for a Spartan boy to die of a beating without uttering a word. 45. Sparta was the original utopia. 46. Spartan today remains a descriptor synonymous with simplicity, austerity, and frugality, a comfort with discomfort and a disdain for luxury. 47. A messenger returned to Sparta from battle. The women clustered around. To one, the messenger said, "Mother, I bring sad news. Your son was killed facing the enemy." The mother said, "He is my son. Your other son is alive and unhurt," said the messenger. "He fled from the enemy." The mother said, "He is not my son." 48. The chains of habit are generally too small to be felt until they are too strong to be broken. It was true in Spartan times. It was true in Johnson's time, 18th century England. It's true today. 49. If you talk to any ordinary Spartan, he seems to be stupid, but eventually, like an expert marksman, he shoots in some brief remark that proves you to be only a child. 50. Philip II, king of Macedon and father of Alexander the Great, had just conquered all of northern Greece when he turned his armies south to Sparta. In a message to the city elders, the king warned, "You are advised to submit without further delay, for if I bring my army into your land, I will destroy your farms, slay your people, and raze your city." The Spartans replied with a single word, "If." 51. Every time I trained, it made me feel more like a Spartan, more like a king, more like I was impressing my men and more like they would be willing to follow me. 52. The Spartans were a race of giants, strong and terrible in battle. 53. We may find inspiration in the story of the Spartans, who, when asked what number of troops they would send to fight the Persians, replied with the single word, "All." 54. If I had been born in ancient Greece, I would have wanted to be a Spartan. 55. The Spartans didn't just conquer their enemies, they conquered themselves first. 56. The Spartans saw discipline as a way of life, not just something you did when it was convenient. 57. The Spartans trained with a purpose, they had a vision. They had a very clear idea of what they wanted to achieve and they went after it with everything they had. That's the kind of mentality you need to be successful in anything. 58. The Spartans were masters of pain. They knew how to embrace it and push through it. They didn't just endure pain, they welcomed it. That's what made them so powerful. 59. The Spartans didn't just train for battle, they trained for life. They lived every moment as if it was their last and were always ready for whatever came their way. 60. Sparta had many faults, but it produced men. 61. The Spartans were masters of military strategy. They knew how to use their terrain to their advantage and were experts at deception and surprise attacks. They were fearless on the battlefield and always kept their enemies guessing. 62. The Spartans knew that the price of freedom was eternal vigilance, and they were willing to pay that price with their lives. Their unwavering dedication to their cause and their willingness to sacrifice everything for it should serve as an inspiration to us all. 63. Courage, particularly in the face of death, was the foundation stone of Spartan culture. 64. In Sparta, the word "I" did not exist. The only word was "we." 65. The Spartans taught that excellence is not an act, but a habit. 66. For the Spartans, it wasn't walls or magnificent public buildings that made a city, it was their own ideals. In essence, Sparta was a city of the head and the heart. And it existed in its purest form in the disciplined march of a hoplite phalanx on their way to war. 67. Spartans, Stoics, heroes, saints and gods use short and positive speech. Subscribe, share, and like our content, and let us embark on this magical voyage of inspiration together. Remember, each small action creates a ripple effect, and your contribution can make a significant difference in the lives of many. Thank you for being a part of this extraordinary movement. Your support means the world to us, and it is our deepest desire to create content that touches your heart and enriches your life. With boundless love and gratitude.